Okay, waiting for everybody to find their way on in here. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures. Welcome aboard the Starship tonight. And on our show tonight, we're going to be covering a number of different things. There's a number of things going on tonight. We've got protests in Portland. You can see from the top center view there, that's live. Also, the top left and the center left are both live as well. I don't know why they got so crappy all of a sudden, but that's the only live video we've got coming out of there. I've also got the Western Wall in there from Jerusalem. I don't know why, just saw it and decided I would put it in that space tonight. And then in the upper right, we've got Tropical Storm Melissa, expected to become Major Hurricane Melissa over the coming days, and probably make some kind of direct hit on Jamaica. We're going to talk about this tonight. I see this as a particular threat for Jamaica, and I don't know if anybody out there knows anybody or has any interests in Jamaica, but I can tell you right now, I see a significant threat from this storm. Now, the track is somewhat uncertain because when they move real slow like this, we really don't know what it's going to do or where it's going to go or whatever. So it gets to be a little difficult. But anyway, I do want to welcome everybody in. Let's see, Heath is in. Hello, Heath, and hello, Victor. Thanks for being here, guys. All right, everybody, this is the Sights and Sounds of Earth, live right here on Starship Adventures. My name is Ian, live tonight in North Fort Myers or Southwest Florida. This is the Starship Studios, the little studio that sits in my backyard. And here we go. We're on course tonight for a great show. I got to tell you, I got 3 headlines tonight. Normally I go into a show hopefully having 1 or 2 headlines. Tonight, in fact, I have 3. Portland protests going on. We've also got hurricane, what's potentially going to be a major hurricane out there south of Jamaica and Haiti. We need to talk about that because we still don't know where it's going to end up going. And of course, the third thing that we need to talk about is we have storm chasers on the ground in Oklahoma. And we've got 3 of our storm chasers currently in Oklahoma. You can see there right in the middle of your screen. And then to the right of that, you can see the storm they're chasing. And they are the circles represented there in that storm. And it looks like this thing's wanting to put down a tornado. I want to go to that first. And I'm also going to do headlines. There was a lot of headlines today. There's a lot to talk about. There is a lot going on out there tonight. So let's talk about it. First, let's go to Radar Omega. All right, yeah, we've got our 3 storm chasers out there. Radar Omega has changed the way it works a little bit, but I kind of like it because now you can see above each screen. You can actually see where that storm chaser is. And that's now on there automatically. So that helps me out. It helps you guys out so you know what's going on. I don't know why all these guys are right here, but one of them says Duvall, Oklahoma. I don't know what's going on. The other 2 say they're in, yeah, and they're in Texas, just barely. That's what it is. They're right on the state line. That's why we're getting anomalous readings. Look at that. He's the one in the middle there. He's got a great shot of this thing coming up behind him. And I can take these full screen pretty easy. It's just one click now. Look at that. do something here. Yes. Let me shunt this into cable D. That didn't do it. Oh, okay. Cable D. Alright, and then let's go back to here. That's it. There we go. Now I can bring you their sound as well.
Oh, guys, W's in the chat. W's in the chat, guys. We're at 437-021. That's all you, baby. That's all you, baby. Faith. That's faith.
Oh, wow, hotel's like so stupid price out here.
Okay, so we're going to keep watching these storm chasers. This was a tornado warning just a short time ago, but now it has been downgraded to just a severe thunderstorm warning. And the only other camera I have out there is this one, and the storm has already gone by that tower or that site. So that's pretty much what we have for cameras, is our storm chasers. I'll stay with them. We'll keep watching them as this progresses. It's past Wichita Falls now, and it's going to move into Oklahoma. Out of Texas is where it's doing right now. It's about to cross the state line. And Ardmore, you're next up for this one. All right, and that's that. And then down the road, we got to also look all along southern Oklahoma here. There's Durant and Caddo, and some other places over here, Boswell, that will be in the path of this thing before the evening is over. Also, this same storm caused 602 power outages in Tillman County just a short time ago. And so, of course, watching for power outages. All right, so that's what I have on that, and we will continue to watch that. All right, a couple of other things. There's a lot going on in space weather today. There was a far side explosion I showed you guys last night, and I just wanted to mention again that that far side explosion, that was one hell of an explosion. We don't normally see them like that. It was pretty impressive. So I'm looking for a prompt here. Okay, here we go. I'm using Grok more than ChatGPT, guys. I love ChatGPT for a while, but it's gotten so ornery. It's giving me a hard time now about everything. Oh, I can't do that because it might incite violence. I'm like, I'm writing a headline on a real story, and I argue with it, and I can usually get it to do what I need it to do, but I'm sick of arguing with the goddamn thing. It's a machine. I shouldn't have to argue with it every time. Grok, on the other hand, Grok seems to be doing pretty good. That sound you just heard, that's a severe thunderstorm warning going out. And that one, in fact, is up here just east of Oklahoma City. Now a severe thunderstorm warning now issued up here for south central Oklahoma County. And if any of these turns into tornadoes, I'll pull up scanners. But anyway, this is a severe thunderstorm located near Del City, moving east at 20 miles an hour. This feels good. We haven't chased weather in a while. I've kind of missed it. I love chasing weather. All right, so here we go. anything inside this gold circle right there has a heightened potential to be really bad. And look, it's firing up down here on the south side of this line as well. We have no storm chasers down here at all. But it's coming into Midland and Stanton right now, and Big Spring in a matter of minutes. Colorado City and Snyder starting to get some rain now from this system as well. So it is going to continue to push off to the east and all along this line. But I'm going to keep us back up here. This is where we've got our storm chasers actually on the ground. And this storm here is causing power outages and was tornado warned just a short time ago. So I don't know. What red dot would that be? What does it look like? I don't see any red dots. Is it like this red dot up here where it says Tulsa? Up here? That's a radar site that's out of service, is what that is, right there. Just southeast of Tulsa. See, that's a radar site, but it's out. The one next to it's working. But those are all radar sites. These are the little circles. These circles here are cameras. I can pull up cameras from different towns. I like that one because of all the towers in the background. And the bigger circles are storm chasers. That's what these guys are right here. These are our storm chasers that we're already looking at over here on the left side of the screen. Yeah, the internet has been flaky ever since days ago when Amazon got hit. You know what? I'll give you a funny story. I had one package delayed by 2 days and one package delayed by 1 day. They never sent nothing. It's just the thing just changed to another day. And I didn't get too pissed because I knew they had a big outlet outage, and actually I wasn't in dire straits for the equipment that I ordered, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, there you go. Fort Smith, Arkansas, or Arkansas, however you want to pronounce it. I think if you're going to spell it that way, you know, you should be able to say it that way. Look at all those thunderstorm warnings down there. Well, Fort Smith, Arkansas. I don't see anything in Arkansas yet. Your radar's clear. But this whole system is going to come through probably sometime tomorrow. All right, we'll watch those storms. They may be lessening. They may be, who knows. So let's move on. We've got a lot to cover tonight. I don't know a lot about what's going on in these protests, but I'm going to try to find out more. The national news sites aren't really reporting much. Wow, guys, I got to tell you, the Democrats are in such bad shape right now. I don't know what to tell you. Harris fundraiser reportedly met with profanity-laced rejection as DNC donors flee. You know, the left is coming apart. They're going to have to basically reform as a new party or something. I've never seen, in my 56 years, I've never seen a party go off the rails like this. I mean, just completely off the rails. And now Nancy Pelosi, she's threatening to arrest federal immigration agents in her state. But I didn't know she had arrest powers, first of all. But second of all, go ahead and try that, Nancy. Because there is federal precedent, federal law that states that federal law enforcement officers can do within reason what's necessary to get the job done. And if you start arresting federal agents that are doing their job, it's going to get really messy. Hey, Bill, welcome in. Welcome, Deploribus, Canna Club, Red. Lots of everybody in the night. Carl, thank you for being here. Sue, thank you for being here. And Jungle Jordy, thank you for being here. And Victor and Heath, thank you guys for all being here tonight. Yeah, their supporters are going off the rails. Their funding is going off the rails. It's all coming apart. And I mean, it couldn't happen to nicer folks, but it is kind of messed up when you look at it, because I don't know where they go from here. I really don't. I mean, I've been watching this intently, and it just continues. It's, you know what, they're killing themselves. This Trump derangement syndrome. We've got to get more of this Trump and all out to people. Maybe they should sponsor all my shows, because we need to get Trump and all out to more of these leftists. Maybe when we sell new Priuses, we should put a pack of Trump and all in the glove box, so it's already there for their first meltdown in the driveway. It's all desperate. It's all desperate. I agree. They're in trouble, and the reason is because they left their base. They left the working class union worker. They left them in the dust, and they went and embraced the French. They embraced the LGBTQ2IA+. They embraced the percentage of ethnics that believe that they're being oppressed. They went and they embraced the crazies, the nuts. I don't have to remind you that almost 80% of mass shootings have been conducted by people on the left. That people have leftist ideology. So it is just kind of what it is. People on the left are much more likely to have depression, and that's because of Trump derangement syndrome. You're 7 times more likely to be clinically depressed if you're far left than if you're far right. They're 5 times more likely to be clinically depressed than an average person. That says a lot right there. Why are we letting politics ruin our whole lives anyway? Look, sometimes you just got to put it down. You know, I'll admit I have left friendships with friends over the last 5 years because we couldn't hang out anymore because they constantly were sniping and putting on CNN and all the usual bullshit. And I couldn't take it anymore. So I myself have lost friendships, left friendships over politics. But sometimes you just got to put it down, man, and just let it go. You know, especially don't bring it to work with you. And of course, that with me, that's kind of weird. But you know, you got to put politics down sometimes because it just gets in you and it eats you up inside like a cancer. I hate to say it. That's why I've started putting it down. When I get off tonight, I'm done. I go in the bedroom. I'm going to start binge watching something where I can watch about a 45-minute show each night when I go in. That's how I used to do it, and I'm going to get back to that. I'm probably going to pick one of the Trek series. I did Stargate about 4 or 5 years ago. I went through all those again. They're so good. And I did Star Trek the original series about 3 years ago. I like to put something on. I have my tablet. I like to go through YouTube stats and answer responses to stuff on my tablet. And while I'm doing that, I like to binge watch something. So I'm kind of right now looking at what I want to binge watch. Do I want to find something new? There's a Dark Mirror or Black Mirror or something I'm supposed to be watching. Trey's been up my ass about it. And there's a couple of other things that I might try to watch. But I also, when I binge, I kind of like to binge something I've already seen because I'm trying to get tired to go to bed. Sometimes I don't make the end of it. If I'm watching new content when I go in there to lay down, sometimes that keeps me awake, and I'll want to watch the next one, and I'll end up staying up all night, and then my back will hurt and I won't have any sleep. Let's not do that. So I really like to binge something I've watched already 3 or 4 times, so that it's just kind of on in the background. Yeah, there's a lot of them in the anger stage. That's the problem. Well, Sue, that's coming back. Tariffs are bringing that back. Tariffs are bringing a lot of that back. And that's why when everybody starts freaking out about the tariffs, I have to remind them, Republicans and Democrats at one time or another have all wanted tariffs, and they didn't get them. Okay? Everybody got what they finally wanted here. Let's let it plan out. Let's see how it plays out. We're making a lot of money on it that's going into the government right now, that's going to really help with our national debt, coupled with the fact that these places are all moving their a lot of these places are moving their factories back. Looks like he went off. Let me see what else we got here. Just give me a minute. I gotta fill a hole. I got Lefties Losing It. I watch her all the time. I don't know if you guys ever watch her. She's in Australia, or I don't know where she's at. I don't even know. She pops up on my feed all the time, and she always does Lefties Losing It, and it's always funny because she does The View, she does Rosie O'Donnell, all these lefties just freaking out. She does all the lefties in their Prius banging on the steering wheel. It's pretty funny. Sue, you have missed some of the best Star Trek there is. I'm going to tell you honestly, a lot of people quit watching after Next Gen, and I feel sorry for you, because I'm going to tell you something. My 2 favorites are the next 2, Deep Space Nine and Voyager. Those are my favorites. Of 7 seasons each, they're amazing. And the CG got better as they went. And then, of course, Enterprise was good. And the 3 J.J. Abrams movies were good. There's a lot out there to see. And then if you really get back into Trek, you can try some of this newer stuff, although it's a different flavor. Mostly woke. But Deep Space Nine and Voyager. If you're into more religious and political intrigue and a darker show, Deep Space Nine first. If you're into the most awesome chick captain ever, I'm sorry, she's my favorite captain, Catherine Janeway. She's the best, dude. And just the best captain ever. She's stuck out in the middle of the Delta Quadrant with a crew, and she has to get them home. They're 75,000 light years away, and it's a great 7-year run. Probably my favorite show of the whole Star Trek franchise. So don't stop at TNG. I thought TNG was good, but it's not by far not the best. Go either Amazon, you can get it through Amazon. If you're Prime, you can pay a few bucks and get Paramount Plus add-on. You can also just get Paramount Plus for a few months and try it out if you don't have it already. But watch, like I said, if you're into darker sci-fi and you're into like intrigue and like going into war and all that kind of stuff, Deep Space Nine. If you're more into adventure, every week a new adventure in a strange part of space, that's more Voyager. I don't know what that is. Yeah, critical minerals is going to become huge. It's going to become huge. It has to, because we're using this shit up fast. Now, the good news for us, Canada and Alaska have a lot of these minerals that we need. I have not watched Firefly, Heath. May have to try that one while I'm up there. There you go. There you go, Red. Um, Australia, yeah, yeah, she's in Australia. I love the Aussies. I've always had a thing. I don't know what it is. I've always loved the Aussies, and I think it's because everything over there kills you. You got to be tough to live over there, man. And I've always loved the Aussies. Guys, I don't know. The chopper went, and that's it. Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find anything to put in these holes. That's not a repeat. You know, my God, you know how it is. The spoofs they've all got last weekend's video, all playing on repeat, and it's live, live, live. There's the frogs, the Daily Guardian. So many fake channels, it just pisses me off. Time is now. This is that Cam Higby. Let me put that up. Cam Higby. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So much for lefties losing it. Let's go to lefties losing it. There we go. Cam Higby. You know what that reminded me of was in fire school they teach you about the Higby, and I'm sure nobody's ever heard of this weird obscure thing, but the Higby cut on a coupler is where the thread starts. That's the Higby cut. And there's a little mark on there called the Higby indicator, and if you line your Higby indicators up, the coupling will spin right on. It's something they teach you and they test you on in the academy, and then I don't think you ever think of it again. When you get out there, you're just like, Jesus Christ, you're trying to put it together. It's true. There's Bernie Sanders. This is what you do. I don't know if I like this whole thing about all these really old people running for office all the time now. This, you know, I mean, I understand Trump's in there. He's pretty old. He's doing good though, and I understand that you know that there is that possibility that somebody. But like, let me give you an example. We got a race down here going right now. All the people in the race for District 19 down here. There's a couple of local guys, right, that I like, and then everybody else. There's 9 other people that have already signed up to run, and they're all carpetbaggers. They're all Yankees from up north that have moved down here, and they're down here for 6 months, and they're all running for District 19, which is Byron Donald's seat, because he's going to be running for governor. And so they're all running for his seat, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, you people don't even, They can't even pronounce the names of the towns down here yet, and they're running for Congress. Please let somebody that's been here at least 5 years run for Congress. And then, on the other hand, 2 or 3 of them are over 80. You're over 80. You'll be over 81 or 2 when you take office, and you'll be 86 when you step down. I don't are we that desperate? Are we that desperate? No, we're not. We got 50-year-old guys running that are perfectly capable entrepreneurial businessmen that are doing great in life, and they're smart and they're educated. Why would I pick some 83-year-old carpetbagger from another state that can't even pronounce Caloosahatchee or Matlacha? So, whatever. Oh, let's see, where are we at? How does the USA get earth minerals from Canada and Greenland? We buy them. We buy them, or we lease the land and we take them. Or we buy the land and we strip them. But however we get them, we don't go in the dark at night and steal them. But also, Alaska's ours. We'll go there and we'll just open up some more. We'll open up some areas up there for these rare minerals. See, I have mixed emotions about retirement age. I'm not saying there should be a limit. I'm just saying I'm not going to vote for them. Please don't get me wrong. I think pilots could be a few years older than their maximum. I think that's... People live longer now. They age better now. And each year, more people are aging better. And I think that we have to really start looking at arbitrary ages on when you can, what if they came out and said, look, starting next week, if you're 70, you shouldn't be effing driving no more. And we're pulling your driver's license. You no longer can drive at age 70. I wouldn't agree with that either. I know my mother, up until her stroke, she was driving to Georgia and back on her own. She's 81 years old. So I don't think you can set arbitrary numbers, is what I'm trying to say. But I also believe that I certainly can use that person's age against them, and I do. If they're 81 or 82 years old or 85 years old, I'm going to hold that against them. Of course, they just moved here. I'm going to really hold that against them. And most of them have all lost races in other states. And you can certainly hold that against them, too. Yeah, it was sad. Mom had her stroke, and she knew right then. She goes, I don't need the car anymore. Get rid of it. I'm done driving. I mean, we didn't have a problem. It was, my mom's a very logical person when it comes to stuff like that. She's like, here, I'm done driving. I won't be needing that. There you go. Cattle ranchers are regretting their vote. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I hear a lot of this and a lot of that. The truth is, you got to look at the numbers. Trump's approved. Just get this. When the government shut down during Trump's last term, his numbers dropped like a rock. This term, since the government shut down, his numbers have gone up. His approval rating is still now getting better again. It's getting better. More and more people every day are saying, you know, this guy's not so bad. And that's literally it's slowly happening. All right, they have allowed all of the warnings on that one that our storm chaser's on. They've allowed it to drop, the severe thunderstorm warnings to drop. That new one is this southern one up here, coming out of the east end of Oklahoma City, northeast of Norman. And this cell is going to come right towards Shawnee, but it's not tornadic, at least not right this minute. And of course, we're still watching this entire line down here as it moves off. I do have, let's see here, I do have another camera here. Let me see if I can figure out how I do this now. I got to move this one up and put this one. Well, that's weird. How the hell's that going to work? Not much on this new update so far, but we're going to see how it goes. Not much on it so far. I guess I can put it like that. So the cameras still come up the old way. The cameras still come up the old way, but the storm chasers come up in a new box now. Oh well, I'll get used to it. Ain't no big deal. They can't never leave nothing alone. Somebody needs to get their damn fingers broke. There's your lone protester out there and your 7 media people. It's about what it looks like. Alright, let's switch gears here. I need to go over and talk about a hurricane. What's going to be a hurricane. It's not a hurricane yet. But it is, it's threatening. And I want to show you guys where we're at with this thing. It's, I don't know. What do you want to call it? I personally think that this thing is a slight threat to the Florida coastline. I don't think it's a huge threat. Should you be rushing completion? No, I would just be watching it right now. It is. If it were to hit Miami, it would be 9 days away, 8 days away. So this is something we just have to watch right now. Nothing to be worried about. No hype here. But I do want to talk about this thing. Here's what it looks like out there. This is the latest advisory. This is advisory, the 8 p.m. advisory, number 10 Alpha. And winds are at 45 miles an hour, movement north at 2. And you can see here with this map, that's 5 days worth of dots. And I think that's kind of what the concern is with this storm, is that that's 5 days worth of dots. And I think probably the worst part of the whole thing is, where in the hell did my pen come up? Oh, there it is. It takes forever to come up sometimes. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at this. What we basically have here is, you can see that this is 2 a.m. Sunday. Okay, this right here is 2 a.m. Sunday. That's a major hurricane. 2 a.m. Sunday. That's approaching. It's only 50 miles off the coast. Okay. This is 2 p.m. Sunday. This is 12 hours later. It's still 100 miles off the coast. Here's 2 p.m. Monday, a full 24 hours later. It's still less than 100 miles off the coast. And then finally coming on shore, making landfall in western Jamaica as a major hurricane, 2 p.m. on Tuesday. So we're going to have major hurricane conditions in Jamaica going into Sunday morning, right around midnight, Sunday morning. And conceivably, your next circle's probably going to be right about here, and that will be 12 hours later. And then probably off this way, finally getting some relief about 24 hours later. So sometime late afternoon on Wednesday, the hurricane force conditions will begin to subside in Jamaica. If this holds true, this is a worst case scenario for Jamaica. They're going to be 2 a.m. Sunday. They're going to Sunday all night, Sunday night, Sunday morning, early morning, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I mean, guys, this is a disaster in the making right here. I feel bad for our friends in Jamaica. I really do. I know we'll help them, but man, this is bad. This thing's going to be around for a very long time, and it'll just, a lot of it will depend if and I'll tell you right now, one of the things we're going to look for is this track right here. If it does more like this, if that ends up being the track, instead of what it is right now, because right now it's this is the track right now. So that little southerly jaunt makes all the difference in the world. If that track comes north about 60 or 80 or 90 miles, it puts the eye wall right along the coast, a major hurricane eye wall on the coast for days. And remember, we can't get anything in and out of Jamaica. We can't fly patients out. We can't fly supplies in. We can't fly help in. They can't fly injured out. Nothing can go in or out until the storm is gone, which is going to be 5 days after it starts. So, Sue, they do seem to hit more often at night. Ian hit here during broad daylight, though, I gotta say. Although it did, the flooding part of it, the scariest part of it, did go into the night. But the worst of the wind was in the afternoon. But, you know, I do agree. It does seem like an inordinately high number of landfalls happened during dark hours. It's Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, I mean, it's going to go through Cuba. I don't know exactly where, but I would say somewhere on the eastern end of Cuba. Anywhere on Cuba in this area here, you know, you could easily be looking for a strike. But I actually think it's probably going to come right through here. It's probably going to come right something like that. Because that's where it's going to get pulled up. It's going to be a fetch, and it's going to get pulled right up. Canada Club, that's not necessarily what the models are showing, but it's not outside the realm of possibility, because remember, as slow as this thing's moving, 6 days from now, we're still going to be talking about this thing down there near Jamaica. That's what's crazy. Today is Thursday. Next Tuesday, we're still going to be talking about this thing pulling away from Jamaica, heading towards Cuba. It's a long duration event. I'm sure they'll, look, knowing the Jamaicans like I do, they'll make a song. They're talking about Melissa, the goddamn bumper clot. There'll be some kind of song. I don't know. My Jamaican's not too bad, but yeah, there'll be some kind of song that they'll be singing. They'll be singing the ting, man. They'll be singing the ting, man, the goddamn bumper clot. Anyway, I love Jamaicans. I love the people. I love the culture. I don't know why. I went to inspector school with some guys from Jamaica, and it made me really appreciate people from Jamaica. I hear nobody there can drive worth a shit. It's the slowest hurricane ever, and it might be. It might be one of the slowest damn hurricanes ever. So let's run the models real quick, and then I want to put the storm chasers back up. But let's go ahead. You guys know I use Mike's weather page, but I always put the link in because I think he's got mikesweatherpage.com, but his actual website is spaghettymodels.com. So I put the website in. That was an Irish accent. Was it really? No, I don't know. I get all them accents all screwed up. All right, so let's see here. It was definitely Jamaican, though. I mean, do the thing, bumbaclot, you know. Anyway, an Irish accent. Yeah, hurricanes do allow you to do a little more planning than tornadoes. Tornadoes give you just enough time to run and get in a hole, and that's pretty much it. All right, there we go. There's another severe thunderstorm warning. Where did that one pop up? Because I don't see it. Texas, Oklahoma, Texas. Well, I guess it just popped up. I don't see it, though. They're supposed to blink when they first pop up. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's that whole complex from earlier. Where's my next radar? Well, I'll just pull this one out of Frederick. Yeah, there's a hook starting there, and it's leaving these guys in the dust. There's a little, you know, it's wanting to form a couplet right there. It's too late. It got out ahead of them now. I don't think they'll be able to get back to it. Okay, so anyway, we'll get back to that in just a minute. I wanted to show you guys the models, but first we'll show you guys the storm. Here she is. She's churning out there, starting to vent off pretty good. We're starting to see some good outflow, a little bit of outflow on the top. It was actually showing a little bit better earlier. But yeah, look at the cold cloud tops. The black and then white and then purple. The purple color is showing you extremely tall, extremely cold cloud tops. This is a strengthening storm system right now, and it is going to continue to do so for a while. It's not. I don't think we're going to see an explosive development, at least not tonight. Here we go. You can see that it's going over Jamaica and it's going over Cuba. It may go past Jamaica and go around and not actually make a direct hit with Jamaica, but there's a lot of models showing some kind of direct hit with Jamaica. But that's one set of models. Here's the second set, and they're showing a very hard turn that happens in about 5 days. That's why I'm not thinking it's going to be a Florida storm. This one has one model that shows it hitting Miami as a Cat 3, hitting the Keys. But all the other ones are way out here. That's what they call an outlier. And generally outliers are never come true. Anyway. Heath, could be. Let's just say I loved hanging out with those guys. Yeah, I like Jim Cantori, but I've quit watching the Weather Channel. I just can't take it no more. They're a shill for this global warming bullshit. Everything they talk about always gets back to global warming. I get sick of it. Number two, between the commercials, which are now 18 minutes an hour, and the local on the 8s, which is another 8 minutes an hour, I'm done. There's so little actual meteorology done on that channel anymore. I can't stand it. And they don't do the storm alert mode anymore. They don't do wall to wall anymore. I left Weather Channel a long time ago. The new Fox Weather, it fills the gap. It's okay. I watch it. I like it because it's a lot less commercials and they don't do that stupid local on the 8s. Who needs a local forecast? We've all got it right on our phone. What we need is meteorologists talking about the big storm out there. But I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I will admit, I do like Jamaica. I like the people. They're some of the happiest folks I've ever hung out with in all my years of hanging out with just people from all over the place. I mean, I've hung out with I mean, you know, just over the years, I've known a lot of people. And Jamaican people are just generally speaking very nice, easygoing. You know, easygoing. Really nice to be around. Heath, you're thinking of it was one of the big networks, and she was in a John's boat with an oar, and she was oaring, and she says, the water's very deep out here now, and then the people walked behind her, and you could see that literally the boat was sitting on the dirt, because it was like 6 inches deep. And but the way they were shooting it, it looked like she was out in the middle of a lake in a boat. Yeah, that was funny. Okay, let's see what else we want to go over tonight. Let me just do a quick news check. All right, let's do some quick news headlines. The government shutdown enters its 4th week. Partial shutdown became the 2nd longest in history with no resolution in sight. The Democrats shut down. Trump met with Senate Republicans, refusing to compromise on border wall funding demands. Delayed paycheck affecting 800,000 federal employees, with food stamp funds running dry for 42 million Americans. Why does the government have to pay to feed 42 million Americans? What are we doing wrong? We're giving too many of them cards away. That's what we're doing wrong. White House slammed Democrats for leveraging the shutdown. They've admitted as such. That stupid Elizabeth Warren came out today, you know, Pocahontas. She came out today and she said, yeah, she admitted that they're leveraging. They're definitely they're leveraging. That's what they're doing. The truth is, they've been given a clean CR. They need to sign it. Just like the Republicans have always been pressured to do in the past, it's their turn. You know, the Democrats do not like the tables being turned on them. They're doing the tables turning on them now. Their tables are turning on them with the gerrymandering. The tables are turning on them with the legal bullshit and the people getting arrested and charged and everything else. They don't like when the tables get turned on them. But they did all of this shit when they were in. And now it's happening to them, and they're like, oh, no fair, no fair. Kiss my ass. White House security breach. We talked about this last night. Guy rammed into the gate. I mean, what was up with that? There were no injuries reported. The driver was detained. It's not a terrorist act. They're calling it a protest-related act. They've enhanced the perimeter measures now. Maybe a Type 6 deflector shield would work. Governor Pritzker, in his infinite knowledge, you know, the dumbass governor of Illinois, rejects National Guard deployment. Every night, 2 black men get shot and killed in Chicago. Every night. every night. They don't want it to stop. You have to ask yourself, is that racist? Trump's trying to stop the murders. Stop black men from murdering black men. It's happening every night in Chicago. An average of 2 a night. Why won't they allow help to come in and stop the killing and the carnage? Why? Why do they like crime so much? Why do they prefer criminality over law and order? You have to ask yourself why. I don't understand either. I would love to know why they prefer criminals on the street doing crimes. Pritzker's a joke. You're right. He's an absolute joke. He's a creep. I don't know who's worth him or the birthday clown Tim Walz. But I'll tell you what, they are 2 rejects, man. They are just rejects. Trump calls him a slob, which I think's hilarious. Hamas has now accepted some more of the peace plan. Things have calmed down again. The advancing Gaza ceasefire is back on the tracks. We'll see if it holds. I don't know what else to do. Lots of murders in the blue cities over the weekend. Crazy. Anyway, all right, so enough of that. The other things I did want to mention today, we did have a far side solar explosion. I was pretty cool. Had it been facing Earth, we would have gotten one hell of a show out of it, but it wasn't. Yes, Jen, both sides, everybody's corrupt. Humans are corrupt. Everything's corrupt. Everybody's corrupt. The NFL's corrupt. The NBA's corrupt. They just put about 50 of them in jail yesterday. Everything's corrupt. Your local government's corrupt. My county commissioners are corrupt. My local school board's corrupt. It's all corrupt. Anything that if more than 2 humans are involved, it's corrupt. Now, that comes in many degrees and many faces and many colors, but that's not the point. The point is corruption is everywhere. And if we sit back every day and throw our hands up and go, everybody's corrupt, you'll never win. If you go to the football game and you don't like either team, you'll always walk out a loser. You have to have a team that you back. And so what you have to do, since everything and everyone is corrupt, and since number 2, that's never going to change, not in your lifetime, not in mine, not in your children's, okay? It's not going to change. So since it's not going to change, you just need to buck up and pick a team. And you need to pick the team that's doing the best for you and your family. I'm sorry, but that's the bottom line. People do this all the time. They call us into work all the time. Well, both sides are corrupt. I can't trust either side. I'm not saying to trust either side. I'm just saying that you have to support whatever side you believe is doing the best good, the most amount of good for you and your family. Whether that's lowering gas prices, lowering restrictions, lowering government regulation, whatever you feel is the biggest benefit to you. The truth is, we always pay attention to the presidential race, and your county commissioners have a lot more say over your personal life. Your city wardsmen or councilmen have a lot more say over your daily life than the president or anybody else like that. So, I mean, I think people should pay more attention to their local politics. Most people don't even know what's going on with their local politics, but that's what affects you directly. But you got to pick a side. Your side cannot be that everyone's corrupt and I give up. That doesn't work. You have to pick a side, and then you have to try to make your side better while you're trying to defeat the other side. Because there's definitely a good and an evil here. There's definitely one side that's called progressive and the other side that's actually for progress. When you look at this whole thing, it's crazy. The party that started out being the liberals, the progressives, the ones that were supposed to be the out-of-the-box thinkers, that were supposed to not need government and supposed to be the future of everything, ended up just being a bunch of big government liberals, big tax and spend government liberals that are stuck on all these social programs. Jen, I'm totally against what's going on in Venezuela. Totally. And yes, I'm a Trump supporter. I don't agree with everything he does. I don't agree with him banning flag burning either, because that's an expression that's protected under free speech. I don't believe in any of this with that's going on with the boats and all that. That needs to be handled at the shoreline with law enforcement, not with our military. So we can agree on that. I would prefer that would all just stop. I do believe that what he's addressing is a problem, but I don't want to start nation building or going into other countries. And he's not going to start any of that. I really don't think so. Yeah, you always have to pick the lesser of two evils. Because when you look at the left or the right in this country, they're vastly different. They're vastly different. And if you obviously are going to align more with one than the other. So despite the corruption and despite all the misgivings and the distrust and everything else that you have, you still need to pick a pony in the race. And you need to cheer like hell when they're running. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. Our judges down here, we vote to keep our judges down here. It's a stupid system. I don't like it, but it's better than a lot of these other places. But we do have our judges on the ballot. Hey Silver, welcome in. But yeah, Jen, I definitely get that both sides are corrupt. If you don't understand that yet, please do. I get it, trust me. Okay, because see, again, that's what happens. You read that on Facebook or something. There is a limited interest situation there where there's going to be a public-public partnership with another country, and they're going to fly planes in and out of there and fuel them and stuff. It's not an entire Air Force base. It's going to be very limited what they can do there. Everything they do there will be supervised by our military. We're doing this because it's the art of the deal. You guys got to get it. It's the art of the deal. Trump is making these huge deals with people in the Middle East. And you have to give and take. It's part of the art of the deal. And this is something that's under control. It's going to be completely under our control, under our thumb. And it's not a threshold or a foothold situation because it's all going to be regulated. and it's all going to be dealt with. I'm not worried about this. This is all part of one of his big deals. And these big deals have been good for our country, and they'll continue to be good for our country. Yeah, you're right. Progressive policies, liberal policies, they run their course. And they have certainly run their course. All this started under Barack Obama, and it's been going on for 16 years now. And it's all this woke ideology, it's all this woke political agenda, it's all the DEI. It's all of this way of thinking that's victimizing. Everybody's a victim. Everybody's this. Everybody's that. And when you really look at it, it's run the course. It's run the course. People have seen how the left was running things and how the special interests were running the entire party, and how the party was running off the rails. And they're done with this party. It has a 39% approval rating right now. 39%. It's the lowest since they started keeping that stat. And it's important to note that they did this to themselves. They're so deranged over Donald Trump that they can't even get their shit together. And they put up the most horrible candidates everywhere you can imagine. I have researched it quite a bit, actually. A lot of the reporting out there on that Air Force base is bad reporting. I'm not saying they're not building a base there. They're building a base there, but it's not going to be a large offensive base there. It's more of a transfer refueling type thing. But yeah, I will check it out some more, Jen. I don't know everything, of course. We did the story on it about a week ago. I'll go back and research it again. Yeah, I'm not sure. And Bill, again, I'm going to check it out because there's two sides to the story. Well, that's fine. I mean, there's things going around here I don't like either, but there's things I do, you know. That's just what we call NIMBY. Down here in Florida, people move into a brand new gated community, right? Brand new. Just ripped it down. It was all woods 2 years ago. They rip it down. They put in roads, sewer, water, cable. They put everything all in, electricity all underground. They build beautiful parks, and they put landscaping everywhere, and they get an HOA board started, and you buy in there, and the first thing your board does is start fighting them putting in the next development next door. That's what we call NIMBY, not in my backyard. And it's really bad down here in Florida because everybody moves here, and the moment they move here, they don't want anybody else to move here. And they immediately start fighting all the growth. I love when people stand in a county commission meeting and say, we've got to stop building all of these places up here on Bayshore Road because all these places here, we ain't got enough traffic, we ain't got enough places to park. And then the next person comes up there and says, yo, we got to quit building these things here. I've lived here for 2 years now. There's too many fucking people down here. We got to do something about this. What are we going to do here? And I'm thinking, you all just moved here and you're bitching because we're letting people move here. That's NIMBY, not in my backyard. And that's all that congressman or that senator, he just doesn't want it in his backyard. Ours would do the same thing here probably. Well, there has not been an issue that I would vote with the left on in a very long time. I can't think of one. Not really. most of the stuff that I would have probably at one point sided with the left on, the right has come around to. So I really don't have anything that I side with the left on. I'm for hard work and entrepreneurship. I'm not for government handouts. I'm for philanthropy. You know, I mean, the way I believe is just it's anti-liberal democratic thinking, and so there's I can't even meet them in the middle. Is she on one of the screens? All those screens there that you're looking at are out of Portland. I'm pretty sure, all live out of Portland. And we're covering what's going on out there. We're also covering the storms that are in Oklahoma, that are south and east of Wichita Falls. And we are following that as well. And the storm chasers, we do have a few storm chasers still out there. But a lot of them are starting to go offline. All right, so that's what's going on there. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. The insurrection that didn't meet any of the criteria to be called an insurrection, but they called it that anyway. That's just how dumb that was. Boy, this big gambling conspiracy, I'm not going to get into it, but boy, it's something else. I mean, you talk about human corruption. The reason I used to watch NFL, I was quite into it for a while. I followed the Bucks, Tampa Bay Bucks, and the Miami Dolphins. They're both 2 hours in either direction from me. And I used to go to games every now and then. My mom and dad were into the Dolphins and the Bucks. My aunt and uncle, who I'm very close to, were into the Dolphins and the Bucks. And my granny, who lived up in Tampa, was very much into the Bucks. And so I got into football for a while, and I watched football, and I finally walked away from it. And do you know what did it to me? It's not the woke. Although I'm very disappointed in the NFL, even to this day, having that anti-American singer sing during halftime. He's anti-American. He doesn't speak English. He doesn't like America. He's had nothing but bad things to say about America. What's his name? Bad Rabbit or something. He's singing at the Super Bowl, and that just upset me again with the NFL. It's like, why we have so many amazing singers in this on this country. In this country, we've got such amazing country. So why can't they ever put country? You know, I bet if you took a poll in that stadium, more people listen to country than hip hop, or country than contemporary rock. Why is it never country? And I'm not even a big country fan, but I want to know, why is country never on there? I don't. What is Pam? What are we talking about? Which window is she in? I'll try to get the audio. Let me see. Is that her?
Pick up the state police now? Yeah, the state troopers just went by. I know, it's weird. a guy and he's pretty sure right now. Last night he was saying I'm making trouble with Junior.
You see, you got the state police here now?
Yeah, the state troopers just went by.
What's up with that? That's correct.
That's how we argue with him. What do we say? No, boys are outside. Like, I don't know any voices that everyone hears.
Yeah, should I tune down my voice to sound like a mouse? Hey, I like it. Makes everything easier.
I don't want to be touched, you know?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay, so I don't have an audio feed where a woman's talking. So I'm not sure. She's in the one labeled Tommy Boy Freedom. Okay, I see her there, but that's not the audio that's coming through there. That's browser 3. That's this.
How's that? Is it loud?
Little rap, the DD voice.
I agree. And I oftentimes work to try to get out a little bit. I find it difficult here. A lot of these people are far more radical than they are other places in the country. I went to Chicago just the other day and I walked away with a friend, a protester who I met there, and
Come check it out. It's going to be raining, so I'm not coming out in the next couple of days.
but here there's much more here.
I think it's going to be cool.
You also crazy. You're I think very rational, and you also want to bridge the gap, and I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And you know, like I tried to bridge the gap. When I say it's on. When I first started coming out, I was hanging out with Chandler, talk to him, and debate. I just wanted to try and see if this thing was like with beats. Like touches me, and it's like
Okay, it's the bottom line is I don't have her audio. That I don't know. That's a composite screen, and that's not the audio that operator has selected up. So I can't take her audio because I don't have it. I've just let you guys hear everything I've got coming in, and it's not there. So I wouldn't mind taking it for a couple minutes, but I couldn't. Now, silver's at 48.43. That's up a few cents from earlier, but it was at 52 at its highest, I think. I'd love for it to get back to 52 before I leave town, but we'll see how that goes. All right.
I definitely don't want to have the mic on when I'm using the fucking mega horn and the train horn.
Yo, she was a January 6th person. Alpaca's still chilling there.
Audio and video quality is back, so follow me, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go, guys. People are showing up eating the pizza you guys said. We love food out here. Look, BC is here. BC in the house. Hold up. Good. Just right over my new phone, you know. I'm gonna bring my tablet out here streaming, but I want to get a case for it. I'm not risking it. A case of the screen protector before I bring it out here. That thing gets way too much.
Chicken pizza, guys?
Maybe
we're
this is just the beginning. Tom, that's you on that corner. Shit. We need somebody, we need a little throwaway barbecue pit. We need a little throwaway barbecue pit. BCP needs to move from. No. You guys are amazing, bro. You guys, we wouldn't be able to do this without all you guys' support and love. I can't turn super chats or anything like that on right now. But anything you guys send a cash out Venmo right now is super appreciated. It's not expected, but very appreciated.
Game tied.
We talked about it in we put anchovy pizzas.
You're allowed to make dirty jokes.
You guys want to stand in and we put some anchovy pizzas?
I feel like comedy should almost be,
Who streams? Comedy
I
streams?
don't know, fully free speech. It's funny, I pass every time.
Slow-mo is too slow, it sucks.
All right, well, there you go. There's some of the sounds from the protests in Portland. Looks like there's maybe 20 people there, maybe 40, I don't know. Not very many. Seems to be pretty subdued. We've been seeing this a lot with these protests. Very small numbers. In fact, I think sometimes the YouTubers and the media outnumber the protesters. Well, Heath, I completely agree. I was just saying, yeah, I agree with you. I think that a lot of these people are literally just looking for something to do. They go hang out in the evenings with their friends, and then they drive back to home and go to bed. I'm not sure. We can check real quick. Might as well do our seismic update here. All right, here is the Ring of Fire. I need to get Johnny Cash singing that. It's Ring of Fire. Anyway, here we go. There's a 5.6. Indonesia. 5.6. Kamchatka, of course. This is that Russian peninsula, man. Every single damn day there's earthquakes up there. Those people, it must be like living in a hotel where the vibrating bed's stuck on. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. Solomon Islands, 5.2. Argentina, 4.6, and a 4.3 in Costa Rica. Other than that, not too active. A few down here, Drake Passage again, way down there south of South America. That's a different fault line down there. But yeah, they call this the Pacific Ring of Fire right here because it's the most active region of volcanoes in the world. All right, and I don't know of anything going on with any volcanoes, but I'll look real quick. Now, there's not a lot of radars out of Jamaica. There's not a lot of local radars. There's not a lot of data points out of Jamaica. There's not a lot of tidal information out of Jamaica. There's not a lot of webcams out of Jamaica. So I don't know what the coverage is going to look like this week. But I am going to cover it. I'm going to cover it the best I can from here. I don't know what we're going to have. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I don't understand all the inflatable. I've even gone to the website of the company that's giving them away, and I still don't quite understand what the hell's going on. I don't think I get it. I just don't think I understand what's going on. All right, well, let's do a little reset here. Hello, everybody. My name is Ian. This is Starship Adventures, and this is Starship Studios in North Fort Myers. I'm broadcasting live tonight over fiber optic on YouTube, the world's largest broadcast platform, and we are broadcasting on Starship Adventures. Our backup channel is Starship After Dark. Please hit that like and subscribe, and please come back each night at 9 p.m. Eastern for another episode like this one of the Sights and Sounds of Earth. And we'll get back to it here. I'm going to stay on for a little while longer as we check out what's going on around the world right now. And you can see we've got a bunch of screens here on the Portland protests that are going on, or should we call it the Portland get-together, the Portland hangout with furry creatures or some shit. Upper right corner is all the latest information on Tropical Storm Melissa. I can remember the name of this one because my first girlfriend ever was named Melissa. Anyway, this is pretty cool. But all the storm information is up there. Come on by and say hi to everybody. Guess who went out today for the first time since I got her in here 6 days ago? She went out for a while today. She stayed out while I was at work, and then when I got home from work, she wanted to come right back in here. So I think she's converting into being an indoor cat slowly here. But she's feeling better. She's looking better. Her eyes are all healing up. Her sinuses are not as impacted, and her lungs sound a little bit better yet again today. So I think that she's going to be good. I think she has survived what's probably been one of the worst sicknesses she's had in her life. She's had several others. Yep, Mama Bleep. We call her that because she brought her kittens to us. She's a feral cat that brought her kittens to us to help her take care of. And then she became the most lovable cat I got. I mean, she just loves all over me. She just loves me to death. And she's become this just like my companion. I've got her and I got Ed, two cats I'm just really close to. And I almost lost her. She went off and was going off to die. And 5 days later, I'm calling her and I can't find her. And she come wandered out from under something, looking like she was half dead, hardly able to walk, almost emaciated. And I've nursing her back to health. She's drinking and eating on her own. She's doing all of her business. Everything's going good. So it's a save. I count it as a save. Mama Bleep on the mend. Yeah, she's a good kitty. You know, you get a really good cat like that. She was a completely feral cat, but that just shows you that even if they're completely feral, they can come around if they're the kind of cat that wants to be with people. Now, some cats never evolve into being people cats. They'll live with people. They'll even let people pet them or touch them, but they really don't. They're not much on people. Other cats, people become their best friends. They just love people. Ed Earl, he was a cat. He hung around with all the cats, but he didn't spend a lot of time with the people. Didn't really care about the people. Now that he's reached, middle-aged, now all of a sudden he's turned into lover boy. He wants to face screw me all the time now. And it's like, what the hell happened? And he's discovered human love, if you will. I don't know what you want to call it. Cats are weird like that. Sometimes they discover it late in life. Sometimes they got it right from the start. A lot of it depends on how they were raised and all that kind of stuff. Most of my cats were feral when I got them, and everything you see is because of my hard work and also because of other factors that got them to not be so feral. I take in mamas with babies. I take in babies without mamas. I don't do it much anymore now that I'm by myself here all the time. There's other people that live here, but they're working out of town, and so they're out of town 90% of the time. So I'm here by myself right now, and so I'm not taking on any new projects like that right now. But anyway, yep, Mama Bleeper, she's doing good. I thought I lost her, guys. She was sick. I mean, she was down. Barely could stand on her own. Wobbling when she's standing. I mean, that's how bad she was. And here we are 6 days later. She's going out again. She's doing good. She's starting to put a little bit of the weight back on. It'll take a good month. I've been feeding her wet food twice a day, trying to fatten her back up. Anyway, there you go. That's what's going on with Mama Bleeper, who's now the full-time studio cat, pretty much. Yeah, Faithful, it's not even that. It's going out and dancing around in an inflatable frog suit because you hate your country and your president. You got to add that part too. I don't know, man. It's like, come on. Okay, well, all right, been on an hour and 34 minutes. It's 10:28 p.m. Eastern Time and 7:29 on the left coast. And in the crime-ridden city of Los Angeles and the crime-ridden city of Portland, where they've been offered help and they don't want it. That's all I got to say about that. Pritzker says that Trump's immigration crackdown is racially motivated. Is this guy serious? He really is an idiot, this guy. He's a dope. I'm sorry. How can you even say that? It's racially motivated? Let me guess. Because most of the people they're deporting aren't white? What did you expect? That's about the most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life. It's one thing if you want to compare traffic stops to per capita. If you want to say, okay, this cop's pulled over 3 times the percentage of black people that actually live in the town. I'll listen to that argument. That's a valid argument. Let's listen to that. But something like this, everybody you're arresting is ethnic. How many Caucasians have you deported back to Ireland or whatever? I mean, most everybody that they're deporting is ethnic. They're going to be Hispanic, or they're going to be South American, or they're going to be black, or they're going to be whatever. I'm sure there's a few blacks and a few Caucasians in there, but most of them are from Central and South America and Mexico. That's where they're from. So how can you make this a racist thing? My God. This Pritzker guy is a dope. Well, Faithful, I use Radar Omega. Radar Omega. However, you have to pay for it on PC. It's not a lot, but if you don't want to pay for it, then I like Windy. Windy.com. Windy is great. You can run models on it. It does lightning real time. It even shows the sound ring for the thunder and everything. Windy is probably the most advanced free radar that there is out there. And really play around with it and get to use it, because it does a lot of things. Oh my God, I love Windy. So for the free version, windy.com. If you want a more advanced even than that, and you want to pay a few dollars, Radar Omega. You can also get them both on your phone for free. Yeah, and Windy's not even an app for your PC. It's just a web page, but it works great. Windy's great because it'll do 10-day models for everything. 10-day models for rain, 10-day models for wind, 10-day models for clouds. It's really a neat tool. It also has all the webcams now on there, and yeah, it's a beautiful website too. The presentation, I don't like the radar smoothed out like that, but most people do, and it is a beautiful presentation. So check out windy.com. Let's see, any other questions, anything else you guys want to mention or talk about before I sign off for tonight? The numbers were very low tonight. I hope that something hasn't happened here with YouTube or something. We've been doing real good with the algorithms, and now tonight the numbers have dropped suddenly. We've had about half the viewers tonight that we've had the last 3 or 4 nights. So I don't know if something's going on, but that's all right. We'll keep right on plugging away. And yeah, Heath, I don't know if I showed you last night. I think I did, but you know them lights I'm putting in we're gonna put in the car, the new driving lights. I looked underneath the car about a week ago to see if the back of it was intact or what the socket looked like, and it's just wires hanging. So I went ahead and I've already got 2 brand new bulbs and 2 brand new light sockets, the whole buckets, the whole lens and everything. And now I just bought 2 new plugs to go in. So I want to make sure I have everything we're going to need when we get up there. And good night, Red. Yeah, it's going to be cool. I got a set of auxiliary lights to mount. I got the set of driving lights to put in. And I got a turn signal, front turn signal bulbs I need to switch out. I got LED ones to go in. One of them's burned out, and I need to get 2 of them. And you have to jack the car up, take the tire off to get the turn signal bulb out. They say if you got real small hands and you're really ambidextrous, you can do it with the tire on. That ain't me. So I figured while we got it jacked up, we take the 2 tires off, take the front bumper off. We got to do all that anyway. And once we do all that, it'll be nothing to change those bulbs out too. So I'll have everything done to that car that needs to be done pretty much. And then I'll buy a good HF radio to go inside it. Yeah, Heath, and I did see a lot of that creature dry humping out there. There was a lot of cross-species mating going on. Specifically, that dinosaur that kept humping that dog. There's probably in 4 months there's going to be a dino dog running around Portland. Victor, it's no problem. I love live streaming. I love doing it for you guys. And just a programming note, I've been letting everybody know every night. Starting on the 31st through the 10th, there's 10 nights, 10 or 11 nights there. There will not be a Sights and Sounds of Earth. It's not going to happen. There will be lives. There'll be live drives. There'll be explorative drives where I just go to parks and show you guys stuff. We're going to be working POTA. Heath's going to be with me. We're going to be going to Ham Fest. I'm going to be broadcasting live from there. I'm going to be doing all kinds of live broadcasting, but I will not be doing a scheduled show that week. So I'm just letting everybody know it's going to be a wild week, and then we're going to go back to normal again the following week. But it's going to be 10 or 11 nights where there is not a Sights and Sounds of Earth show per se. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I do appreciate it. I'm not sure what you mean, Heath. Yeah. Yeah, I'm debating right now on whether I'm going to eventually, I'm not going to do it this week, but eventually I think I'm going to drill holes in my car and put the antennas on permanently. I don't care. I'm driving this car till it's dead anyway. What do I care? All these fucking magnetic antennas. I really want to go ahead and just drill out, put in some MNOs and MNO, whatever they are. Just drill them out and put them in. Alright guys, last call for the chat room. Anything else? Please don't forget to subscribe to Starship After Dark. We got 570 over there. It's taken a long time to get that channel going. And we're getting there. It's 570 over there. We do all of our static broadcasting over there, meaning that all the things that are not hosted go on that channel. So don't hit the bell over there. Only hit the bell over here. I guess that's about it. There's nothing new coming in. There is still some people there in front of that ice building. More lefties losing it. Yep, NMO, Motorola mounts. Can I tell you, probably my favorite mount. I like those mounts. We used them on all the fire trucks. They've been around since the 60s. They are tough. You can bang in the trees, have big spring-loaded things on it. I just think they're great. Yeah, but I got all my antennas are that, except I don't have any permanent mounts. They're all magnet mounts. Yeah, we need some trolls to get our numbers back. I hate to tell you guys, but it's true. You get 3 or 4 trolls in here, and we're all responding to them, and they're responding to us. And when YouTube sees a conversation going on in here, my chat rate right now is 3. If my chat rate was 10 or 15, meaning 10 or 15 messages per minute, YouTube would begin to send out my video to people that have never seen my videos before, because there's a lively chat going on. When there's not much chatting going on, then we don't really get any algorithmic advantage, and we're just kind of going out to the people that know us. But yeah, so I hate to say it, but that's why people are always like, why do you let those trolls like troll you? And I'm like, well, I do play with them a little bit because I want them to stay for a while. I want them to troll me. If I was worried about them like saying something or making me feel bad or making you guys not like me or something, if I was worried about something like that, I would just immediately ban them the moment I realize they're a troll. But I don't do that because they actually help the channel. And I don't mind the Discord, especially if it's honest Discord. If it's just somebody saying you're stupid, that gets old after a while. But yeah, me too. I don't want this thing to come this way. I don't think it is, Heath. I've looked at all the modeling again today. I've been watching every time the model runs come out to Fort Smith, Arkansas. There's the Fort Smith radar. It's coming. I don't see anything severe right now, though. But there it is. It's coming in. There is a nice cell there that just came through Shawnee, but it is. It also looks like it's starting to pitter out. Remember, land storms weaken overnight. Sea storms strengthen overnight. It's because of the way the lift works. As the land cools down, there's less lift. Eventually, the air becomes cooler than the ocean water, and you start to get lift over the ocean. That's why you get intensification of storms over the water at night. But during the day, the same phenomenon happens during the day. The radiational heating of the land creates a situation where the land is hotter than the air, and it creates lift. And that's why we get big daytime thunderstorms. But at night, we see those storms out in the Gulf that form out in the Gulf of America. Probably fizzle. If I was in Fort Smith, I would just leave the window cracked so you can hear the rain. I don't think it's going to be a bad storm. The only lightning, really, there's a little bit of lightning left south of Tulsa there, and a little bit of lightning east of Shawnee. And both of those storms look like they're weakening. So I think it's just going to be a rain event for Fort Smith. You're 2 miles from the radar site. You probably could see it from your yard then. Those are 1,000 feet up usually. Yeah. All right, and we don't have any storm chasers or cameras or anything in that area right this minute. So, all right, anything else, guys? I'm getting ready to call it. Coming up on 2 hours. Yeah, these guys go down there every night, and all they're covering now. Look, I want you to look at that upper left picture right there. They're all YouTubers. Look at the picture. Look at them. They all got tripods. They all got cameras. They're all talking in their cameras. They're all YouTubers. They're all Facebookers. They're journalists for the local whatever. And there's right now, there's probably 25 or 50 protesters and probably 50 people from either YouTube or some other form of media. And there's one guy there that's got a bullhorn slung, and there's 12 people taking his picture. Yeah, most of us are home getting ready to go to bed because we work for a living. That's right. Oh, God. 1¼ inches. Yeah, you might get that. I don't know, though. I don't think you'll get quite that much. Maybe. It's moving. Let me see if is there anything behind this? No. Nope, I don't see anything behind it either. I think it's a one hoorah deal. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it. Yeah, the one thing I noticed, thanks Heath, I appreciate it. Yeah, Heath, we need to get together by phone this weekend so we can just work out all the final particulars. So let's plan on that at some point this weekend. I've got quite a bit of availability. One thing we noticed, I noticed, and Trey mentioned, we talked about it on the show on Monday, was the fact that there was two different kinds of protesters. There was the old folks during the morning. We had a lot of that here. There was 70-somethings and 80-somethings standing along the side of the road. Well, I don't like that Trump guy, a big orange man. And they were all standing along the side of the road or sitting in their wheelchairs, and they were waving at traffic. And then it seemed like later in the day it transitioned over. The ones that happened later in the day, they were more of the younger, the right out of university crowd, the blue hair sitting in the Prius banging on the steering wheel crowd. And there was a lot of those came up later. So but I'm still surprised at the number of geriatrics basically that are out there pissed off at big orange man. I mean, they're literally pissed at him. Oh, I don't like this big man. And I'm like, you're going to be dead soon. What are you pissed off about? Go home, watch TV, watch Bonanza. My God. But they're all just out there just pissed out on Sanibel Island. All these rich liberal bitches out there on that island showing up. None of the guys showed up. It was all women. They show up out there and they're all out there. We don't like that big orange man, and he's bad. He's orange. It's like, oh my God, really? I think they met in front of a burger joint or something. Yeah, it's almost like they loaded up the nursing home and drove them out there. They told us we were going to get fed. Called it Grand Tifa. I love it. It's Grand Tifa. We're going to fight because we're mad. We're mad at that big orange bastard. Oh my God. Where's my cane? I gotta wave it at the moon. Whatever. I start talking like this, I lose viewers. We were yelled lies about Grand Tifa. Oh my God, that's awesome. I'll have to remember that tomorrow. Grand Tifa. The old folks show up. That's right. Big orange man bad. He's bad. He's going to kill us all. Yeah. That's the where's that old man? That's the old man from I'm trying to remember now. We walked uphill to school both ways and we liked it. Was that Saturday Night Live, or it was Mad TV? It was one of those. I tell you, when I was a kid, everything was harder, everything was longer, everything was tougher when I was a child. The Q-tips. I call them Q-tips. When you see, in the old days, they used to pile 6 of them into a Buick and they would drive to dinner. And it's funny because they all got white hair. And when they're all in that Buick and they're stacked in there 6 deep, it looks like you know how the box of Q-tips, it's clear at the top and you can see all the little Q-tips in there? That's what it looked like, a box of Q-tips. Okay, guys, here we are, 2 hours. I'm done. I'm out. That's the news, and I am out of here. All right, guys. I guess we're going to call it. That's it. I'll be back tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel. We're going to do the same damn thing. Anyway, and let's see where we're at tomorrow night. Live from Starship Studios in Southwest Florida. My name's Ian, and this has been the Sights and Sounds of Earth right here on Starship Adventures. Please join us tomorrow night for another episode of the Sights and Sounds of Earth, where we explore all the things going on this little blue ball that we live on. All right, everybody, have a good one out there. 7-3s, have a safe night and a safe tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Have a good one, 7-3s.